What's up, man? Welcome to the second episode of Plant Trash Talk. I'll be your host, Plant Trash. In honor of this channel being so green, this episode is going to be for the green hands that are new to the industry and want to learn how to get their foot in the door in the industrial business, and also want to learn how to evolve into a journeyman or even higher. Also, at the end of this program, we're going to go over jobs, projects that's going on that are hiring. So without further ado, let's get it. First thing we're going to talk about is how to get started. When you're brand new to the industry, it might be hard to get your foot in the door. Most people start as a helper and work their way up. The best way to get into this industry is if you already know somebody in the industry that can help you get in. This is actually how I got introduced into the industrial world. Most of the time, you get on these jobs as a helper and you don't know anything. You're fresh. You start out fresh. You're very brand new. You start off green, which means green means brand new to the industry. When you hear people say that you're a green hand, they just mean that you're new. You don't know much about the trade. So most of the time you can get your foot in the door with people, maybe a family member or a friend. They usually can get you onto the job by recommendation or requisition. Another way to do it is just go online, look for big companies that are hiring helpers. Some of the bigger companies like Yates, American Industrial Construction, Thompson, Zachary, Performance, and some boiler outfits like National Boiler, RMR, depending on what your craft is, or if you have a craft, or if you want to pursue a certain craft. This channel is not going to be craft specific, so this is for industrial workers, as some of you already know. But another way to go about it, getting your foot in the door, is to go to your local union hall. Especially if you're young, they have great benefits. They have a pension. You'll get put into a retirement plan. Even if you're older, it's still a good thing, to check out your local union hall. But if you're younger, which is who we're talking to mainly today, you will be put in a 5-year apprenticeship program where you'll be making helper pay, which is better than most jobs out on the street. You're going to be making a lot more than McDonald's or residential construction or commercial. But yeah, those things, all those things right there is a good way to get your foot in the door. I get that question all the time from people on my other social media. Hey, what's the best way to get my foot in the door? I want to do this trade. I want to travel. I want to stay home and work. I want to do industrial work. So those three things are the top three that I can think of. Oh yeah, one more way. If you have an industrial plant that's around your house, it wouldn't hurt just to go to it and, apply to be a helper or maintenance helper or operations helper, or even if you're just taking out the trash or cleaning up, you can get your foot in the door that way. It might take a month, it might take 6 months, it might take a year, but just keep on trying, keep on pounding the pavement, you'll get in there. With all that being said, this leads me to my next point. Always outwork everyone else. Companies do not hire helpers anymore like they used to back in the 80s and 90s, even the early 2000s, I would say. They used to hire bottom helpers, top helpers. You got your Class B journeyman and your Class A journeyman. It's a whole ladder that you work up. Now, it seems like companies only want to hire journeymen, and sometimes they might hire a fire watch or two, but helpers don't get on a lot of non-union jobs these days. Now, if you're a union, it's a lot easier for you to get in the door because they have, like I said, the apprenticeship program. If you do get your foot in the door, you have to outwork everyone else. Just because you see people around you that's not working hard, or that are taking breaks or sitting down sometimes, outwork them. When you see someone else sitting down, you go over near them and sweep up their area while they're sitting down. There's nothing that you do in this industry that goes unnoticed. Nothing. If you're there for 10 hours a day, what you do in those 10 hours is going to be noticed the whole time. Whether that's you're outworking everybody, you're staying ahead of everybody, or you're sitting down on the job, you're lazy, you're not doing a very good job in general. You need to think about this as a chess match. You need to know what you're about to do 3 steps ahead before you do it. I love playing chess, but it's hard to beat someone when they know what they're going to do 4 or 5 steps ahead before they do it. When you only see 2 or 3 steps ahead, know what's going to happen next. Be ready for it, plan for it. And it might not seem like it, but the hard work that you're putting in right now will pay off for you. Secure your spot. You are not secure in this industry unless you know for a fact that if you lost your job today, you can have another job by tomorrow. If you're working in the union, most of the time that you're going to be local, but you'll have a job no matter what, most of the time, if you're working a local. If you're working projects with the union, if you're traveling with the union, normally they give you another project to go to, but it's the same principle. If you don't know that you'll have a job tomorrow, if you lost your job today, you're not secure in this industry. And make sure you're secure in this industry before you start buying brand new trucks, brand new campers, brand new welding shirts, Ariat, FR, $200 shirts, pearl snaps, and make sure you're secure in this business before your ego blows up. I know a lot of helpers that as soon as they got that bump, they went out and bought brand new campers, brand new trucks, brand new clothes. Their ego blew up. You couldn't tell them nothing. And they were not secure yet. They thought they was, but they were not secure. With that being said, don't get complacent. I know a lot of hands that do very quality work. They're very good at what they do. They're very productive. And I lost their number a long time ago on purpose. And that was because they got complacent. They got lazy. They didn't want to work. They thought the world revolved around them. And I'm telling you, it's hard to find jobs after a while if you get that way. Always satisfy your foreman and your journeyman that you're working up under. Try to stay 2 steps ahead of your journeyman. You know, if you're a welder's helper, when he lifts that hood up, you have that rod right there. You have his brush right there. You have his file ready. If you're an ironworker helper, when somebody says, hey, I need somebody to go up there and rattle these bolts, you know, put your harness on as fast as you can. Tell them you want to do it. Go up there. I'm going to say this again because this is very important. Nothing you do goes unnoticed. If you're working with a journeyman and he's, you know, you've been working 5-6 hours and he decides to sit down and take a break for a minute, you don't sit down and take a break. That journeyman knows most of the time when to switch gears, when to slow down, when to speed up. You have no gears as a helper. You got to be balls to the wall all the time. You outwork your journeyman. That's how you become seen. Don't worry about switching gears. That's not the time for it. When you become a journeyman, then you can learn how to switch gears. The final point I'm going to make is do everything by the book. Do everything correctly as you are supposed to be taught correctly. Whether that means safety, abide by all the safety rules, stay tied off, wear your face shield, wear your gloves. I'm not no safety man, but you have to follow the rules when you're a helper. I'm the worst at cutting corners sometimes, but I know when I can cut corners. I've learned how to cut corners safely. You don't know that as a helper. So until you learn how to cut corners safely, you just follow the rules. Quality. Always do quality work. I know you want to get in a rush. I see it all the time. Helpers want to, rush and move fast and try to, like I said, you got to work hard, but don't rush. Do quality work. Your quality is going to stand out over your work production. Show up on time and do not come into work hungover. You might see journeymans doing it, but you do not do that. You are not secure enough in this business to be doing that. I know it's fun to go out and party. I was the world's worst at it. But when you're a helper, don't come in hungover. Don't post on your story that you're staying out till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning before a work day. You leave all that to the journeyman. They're secure in their spots most of the time. When you're at the bottom, don't give them any reason to let you go. And just to recap, outwork everyone, secure your spot, don't get complacent, follow all the rules by the book, and you'll be just fine. I got a few jobs I want to mention that's going on right now. If you're in the Texas area, Gallop Contracting Group is out of Houston, Texas. They're hiring helpers, mechanics, and safety personnel. You must have a TWIC card, pass a hair follicle test, and I will leave the number, the name to that company in the description. Dutch Resources, they're always hiring. That's a boiler outfit, I think. Right now they're in North Georgia. I think it's like a 12-week project. They're making like 35 for days, 37 for nights, I believe. Per diem, 125. They're working six tens, and you have to have your OSHA 10. And I will leave the email for the recruiter in the description. Yates is hiring in Brunswick, Georgia right now. And it's supposed to be a pretty good job, 18 months. I think they're paying 31 or 32 and 125. Yates is a pretty good company to work for. I can't say nothing bad about them. With that being said, if you're a recruiter and you're watching this, or if you know any recruiters and are watching this, please send me an email or comment or message me, or let me know some jobs. If you want to shout them out to people, let me know some jobs. I'm going to leave my business card. It's a digital business card. I'm going to leave it in the description. Check it out. If you want to contact me, my email's on there, all my social media, my website, my phone number. I probably won't answer your call unless I know you, but you can text it. And if you text and say, hey, I need to call you, I'll call you. The topic for next week is keeping industry standard. I'm going to try to post every video once a week on Sunday evening. So keep an eye out for me. If you got an idea for a video, let me know. Put in the comments what you did like or didn't like about this video. Subscribe, like it, share it, all that. Plant Trash, I'm out.